So if you ask 10 people what is wealth, more than likely you're probably going to get 10 different answers, right? That's because for some people, wealth is symbolized by having a nice fancy car, right? Nice little red Corvette. For others, it's having a big old house. And for others, it's being able to dine at the fanciest restaurants, right? And a big reason for this is because we're conditioned to think this way, right? By what we drive, how we eat, what we drink, the clothes we wear. We've all been conditioned to think that in order to have wealth, we need to have these certain things. When in reality, all it's doing is making us poor. So that's why in this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of if you're someone that's looking to build wealth, looking poor is important. And when I mean poor, I'm not talking about having dirty clothes, or having poor hygiene. What I'm saying is that in order to build wealth, you don't need to have all these lavish things. And that's why in this video, that's what we're going to talk about. So let's talk about it. The first thing you want to understand is that wealth can't be bought, right? And for a lot of people, that we know that in order to look wealthy, we need to have the cars and the houses and all the things, all the clothes in order to look fancy, right? But for a lot of people, we can't afford these things, right? So what do? We tend to finance these things, right? We'll finance that car. We'll get as long as the monthly payments make sense. We'll get the car. We'll get the nice house, and then we'll use credit cards to buy all the accessories with the clothes, the shoes, the jackets, the everything. Like we'll finance. We'll finance the things that we buy just in order to look well. But we all know that all that's doing is just making us poor, right? So we understand that when we finance these things, it's just an illusion, right? All this wealth that we buy, these cars, when we can't really afford it, it's just an illusion. And because we understand that the difference between looking wealthy and being wealthy is that looking wealthy, it's easy, right? It's easy to look wealthy, right? We can, like I said, buy the cars, buy the clothes, buy all these things. Then if you just go on social media and take pictures, then people look at you and say, "Oh man, that person is doing well. That person must have a lot of money," right? It's easy to really fake that wealth, when in reality, being wealthy is something that requires a lot of discipline, right? Requires understanding that over time you got to build this money. You got to really put in the work, right? It's being quiet, right? You don't have to be so loud when it comes with your money, because we all understand that the loudest people be the brokest people, right? The people that are flaunting the money, saying, "Oh, they got XYZ type of money." Those will be the brokest people that have no money. It's those that move in silence and say, "All right, in order to build wealth, I know I have to do certain things." They have a game plan, right? They've built systems in order to build that plan. They set up retirement funds, or they started a business, or they've saved their money and put it in investments with real estate stocks. They understand that in order to build wealth, they know that they have to put it in vehicles that's going to help them make money over time, right? They're going to make their money work for them. The ones that are boasting, showing their lifestyle all over the internet, those be the brokest people, and we all understand that. So like, in order to really build wealth, we understand that someone that's wealthy is like being able to afford something without being able to buy something without even thinking twice about it, right? Like I could buy this. Well, we all understand we could look at this pen and say we can buy that and not have to worry about it. But could you like look at a car and be like, "Yo, I can buy two of those things without even thinking twice about could you afford it or not," right? That's being able to have true wealth. And for a lot of people, like I said, finance, like if they're gonna buy something, they really have to think about it, whether it's that big old house or that big old car. So then the question is like, what is wealth, right? Like, what is your definition of wealth? Like for me, it's three things, right? It's family, fitness, and freedom, right? And I'll break them down very quickly. Like family is having personal relationships, having relationships with people that you care about, right? Your friends and family, being able to spend time with them, right? And a lot of people don't have that time because they're too busy doing other things. And when it comes to fitness, right, obviously health is important, right? Without health, there's no wealth, right? You've heard that saying before. And also freedom is having choice, right? Having choice with your finances and personally. So I like to define wealth as being able to spend time with your friends and family, being able to take pride in your health and fitness, right? Make that a priority, and also having freedom of choice. And for a lot of people, they don't have this. They don't have these three things, right? Because they're so busy having a fake wealth, right? Fake wealth is a quick way to destroy actual wealth, right? And Fake wealth is like fake wealth is trying to live up to what society has conditioned us to believe what wealth is, right? Because if you're so focused on, all right, I gotta look wealthy, I gotta buy the car, I gotta buy the big house, I gotta buy the clothes, all that you're doing is really killing your wealth long term, right? Because you gotta work so hard to maintain that style of looking wealth, right? Like the more you try to look wealthy, the poorer you become, because you have to maintain that lifestyle, right? And if you think about it, like that fake wealth destroys those three F's that I talk about when it comes to family, fitness, and freedom of choice. Because to maintain that lifestyle of being rich, you have to work longer hours at your job, right? Just because you got to maintain this. So that kills that destroys your time that you spend with your family, right? It destroys the time you can spend working on your health and fitness. It destroys your time with choice, right? Because you have no choice. You have to constantly work just to maintain that lifestyle, and that's fake wealth. You don't want to have that fake. You want to develop that strong opportunity to build real wealth, right? But for so many people, they have that fake wealth, and you have to get away with that. So here are my final thoughts, right? The reason why it's important to look poor is because looking poor shows that you don't care what people think, right? And this will help you build wealth over time, because you'll focus more on growing your wealth rather than worrying about the perception of what being wealthy is, right? While other people are spending their money, wasting their money on things that trying to impress people that they don't really care about, you'll be here creating systems, right? Putting your money and assets into things that's going to help you make money over time, putting your money to work rather than spending money and then worrying about what you look like on social media, right? People that build wealth over time move in silence, right? They focus on building a foundation that's going to help them grow their money over time, rather than worrying about being loud on the internet or just loud in society and saying, all right, this is what society has conditioned us to believe what wealth is, therefore I'm going to take on that perception. So yeah, those are my final thoughts. What are your thoughts on this, right? If you got any comments or questions, make sure you leave it down below. Hit the like button and share. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe, right? So guys, take care and have a good one. Later.